back to the Woods Collab podcast. I am Nakisha Woods, and this guy is
Mike Woods.
And we are here to continue our conversation around fitness goals. So this is Fitness Goals 2.0. And the last time we hung out, we talked about, okay, yes, January 2nd hit, and it hit us hard, and we were up some LBs, and what we were gonna do to drop those pounds. And so today we are towards the end of April. And so we're at that 3 month, going into that 4 month mark. And so we asked that you hold us accountable. And we said, if we're not talking about it, then probably aren't doing what we're supposed to do.
Probably.
So we're proud to say that we have been behaving ourselves, and we want to share our updates and also our journey. And we're hoping you'll share your journey with us as well. All right. So what have you been up to since January 2nd?
I've been having a lot of fun, which has come with quite a bit of discipline. So to date, and it's not, I want to preface this, we talked about this before, it's not just about the scale, but with that, the scale is a reflection as to what's going on. So to date, I'm down. I just crossed over the 30-pound marker a couple of days ago.
I'm scared of you.
So I'm down about 30 pounds since the top of the year. And just a couple of things I want to share with the group as far as what I've been doing consistently. Now, first and foremost, I enjoy food. I enjoy eating, and I still do. And I still eat. I just learned how to do it a lot different. So a couple of things is, for one, I had to stick with my goal. Stick with my goal. Make sure I keep my why in front of me. I want to be healthy. I want to be around for my family. I want to feel better. I want to look better. And following this system, all those things have come to pass. I feel a lot better. I'm sleeping a lot better. I'm moving around a lot better and all that. Two, I've been working out consistently, about at least 5-6 days a week. Getting up at, say, 5-6 o'clock, roughly around there. Maybe the weekends I might sleep in maybe hour or two a little bit later. But being consistent with my workouts. Lately, I've been following, for the most part, a system of one day I'll do chest, shoulders, triceps. The next day I'm focusing on legs. No, never skipping leg days.
Don't skip leg day.
No. And then another day I'm doing back and biceps. So what that has allowed me to do is be a bit more intentional when I do go to the gym. Even on days where I might not work out, I might do some jump rope, if you will, or do some stretching, some cardio, some core work, that sort of thing. But ultimately, just being active in the gym. Being active in the gym, going to the gym, doing something, at least 30 minutes of something. If I do nothing else, I'm trying to get in at least 30 minutes of cardio. Lately, for the past few months, I've been doing cardio and strength training. And then most importantly, I've been really zoned in on my diet. So find a way to be I'm a firm believer, in order to lose weight, lose fat, if that's what you're looking to do, gotta work out. It works to your advantage. And then also need to be in that caloric deficit. So you can research that. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about that later, but find the caloric deficit that works for you. So how do you know that? You have to, first of all, identify that and then track your food. I literally track everything that I'm consuming. Sometimes I'll track it the day before, and just being really consistent with that. And what I found there, that allows me to have that much more focus. And then I know where I can be a little bit more flexible in some ways. I need to chill a little bit.
Okay.
And then with all that, it's led to a 30-pound difference. And I feel a lot better.
Okay, that's all fine and dandy. And you package that up nice and pretty.
I did.
But what if you don't want to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to work out? Like, the flesh is weak, right? If it was that easy, then you would have been doing it for the last however long, and you wouldn't have to be in a 30-pound deficit. So how did you, especially because I know you were not a person that got up early to work out. How did you make a transition, and how do you get yourself motivated to get up in the morning to work out?
It comes to a point, it goes back to understanding what you're looking to do and why you're looking to do it. So for me, if I have my annual physical, I try to have it around late June, July. I don't want to go back and hear anything. I want to hear a positive report.
Yeah.
So years ago, I had reports about being pre-diabetic. And years ago, I was told if I didn't make a change, I'm going to have diabetes. And I choose not to have that. So when I'm thinking about my why, and I'm thinking about me not being there for my family, getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, if that's what works best for me. There's times I worked out in the evenings, but for me, it just works better when I just knock it out in the morning. You understand that why. So now it's easier to get up because I'm not just getting up to go to the gym. I'm getting up so that I don't go to the doctor and they tell me I'm pre-diabetic. I'm getting up so that the doctor doesn't say, hey, you got diabetes. I'm getting up so that I could spend time with you. I could spend time with Mike. I could spend time, be here for my family. So you have to connect those dots, associate that why. And then it just really is discipline. It's discipline. Wake up. There's a lot of times I do not want to get up. I don't feel like getting up. But then once you get in that habit, and then of course you set yourself up for that. It's one thing that's getting up, but it also requires maybe I'm going to go to bed a little bit earlier the night before. Because if I stay up too late, clearly I'm not going to want to get up. So maybe I go to bed a little bit earlier, and then I'm setting myself up and giving myself a fighting chance. Even with diet, I had to change the way. One of the things I've been doing as well, is I didn't mention this before, is the last, how long has it been? Maybe about the last month or so, I've been doing intermittent fasting, where I'm literally not eating until about 12 o'clock, not eating around noon. And I'm cut off my eating at about 8, 9 o'clock the night before. There's all sorts of benefits with that. But for me, it gives a lot of discipline. Like before, I eat when I think about eating and when I want to eat. Now it's like, okay, I eat and I'm disciplined. I'm committed to eating around this certain time. Yeah. Now there might be some times here, there's flexibility where I may eat a little bit earlier. I might eat a little bit later. But when it's all said and done, to your question, it comes back to being disciplined to accomplish the thing I want to do. So I could motivate myself. I could listen to motivation. I could watch motivating videos and all that good stuff. But when it comes down to it, it's a goal that I have for me, and I got to be disciplined to do it. So if getting up at 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning, it's important for me, I just got to get up and do it.
Yeah, and I think that, going back to the easier said than done side of things, it's a lot easier when you're sober-minded. So, I mean, you wouldn't have said this December 20th, right before we had our annual Christmas celebration with all of the fixings and my famous mac and cheese.
It's good mac and cheese
with bacon. So
I might not say it this December.
No,
because it's all.
Oh, this December.
Yeah, I might not, because it's also balance. It's balance.
It's balance, but going back to being sober-minded, right? So when you're in it and you're in the cravings and you're in the the desire and the habits of eating what you want to eat when you want to eat it, that becomes a habit, becomes a lifestyle, becomes what you're used to, right? With the things you really enjoy about it, there's a payoff. I don't believe that people do things without having a payoff. So there's the payoff. When you're in the thick of that, then it's like everything you're saying is over here. So you got to inch your way closer to get to it so that you can be sober-minded, so that you can make those decisions. And so I think that the best way is to just start off with thinking in terms of, okay, what can I do today to be better than yesterday? And then how can I build those habits over time, those micro changes, and then put a system in place that it's going to set you up for success. So what does that system look like? Maybe for some people, it's not getting up super early in the morning. Maybe for them, it's while they're on their lunch break. It's easy for them to go outside and walk around the block.
Right.
Maybe that system is, okay, I work out better right before I go to sleep. Maybe that system is I pack a lunch or a meal prep. But researching different systems and finding out the system that works, because the thing is, you want a sustainable system to get a sustainable change and to reach that goal. And so I think the first thing is figuring out how to become sober, how to step away from those habits so that you can get in a clear mind where that fast food restaurant isn't dictating your decisions, and that craving is not dictating your decisions, but you're actively making decisions to make a change for your health and your fitness.
Totally agree. Yeah, and it's when it's all said and done, is do what you got to do because you want to do it. Because like you said, there's different systems for different folks, like I mentioned about intermittent fasting for a period of time.
And you know me, I won't.
You won't, and it may
I gotta
not
eat. Like what time? Okay, we woke up today. Thank you, Jesus. It's time to eat some food.
Yeah, and it may work for some, or some, like you mentioned, some might work out in the morning, some might work on the evening. I know a while ago I was experimenting with going in the evening or going after work. It didn't work out for me because at that point I'm ready to wind down, ready to eat dinner. The gym is that much more crowded and I'm a little bit more full. I would rather do the tough thing for me is getting up in the morning. But some people, like you mentioned, depending on how their lifestyle is set up or purposes, may go later in the day. Even when it comes to tracking, there's some people track a certain way, and some people track different ways. Me and you track different ways right now, but it's all comes down to working out and what works best for you. So talk about your journey. Like where are you at with it?
Well, I don't weigh myself. I only weigh myself once a month, so I don't know. But I know that I'm focused, I'm dialed in, I'm motivated, and I'm probably about 4 to 5 pounds away from goal, which I know you eye roll. So I'm not very far away from where I want to be. And at that point, when it's only 4 to 5 pounds, it's just a number. So what I'm really focused on is the systems, is the healthy choices, is making sure I'm balancing out. So now triggers for me, that's one of the things I'm very aware of. Like what's a trigger for me? The cheddar cheese puffs. Who makes those? Frito-Lay?
I don't know.
There's these cheese puffs. And yes, we had a conversation in Target. And you're like, oh, just get the cheese puffs. Eat them in moderation. I'm like, no. There is no moderation with these cheese puffs, right? So I can't buy the cheese puffs. But what I can tolerate in moderation might be a different brand of chips or something like that. And so I have to make those decisions. Mother's Day is a trigger because I like to be treated like the queen that I am. And queens eat a lot, right? So that means going out to brunch, going out to have all these meals, wanting cupcakes and all these different things. And so what I have to do is think about, okay, where am I going? And I'm already planning it out. Where am I going? What can I have for this particular brunch? I get a egg white omelet and things like that. And then I might get a slice of cake or something. So I'm already planning it out to avoid those triggers because there's certain things, and we all have them. Mm-hmm. There's certain things that you can only eat in moderation once or twice. You can only do in moderation once or twice. And then it is going to grab you by the collar and make you pay $1. And that's an old reference, if you know the reference. What would you say is one of your triggers? Like one thing that you're like, okay, yes, in theory, I can have this in moderation, but I probably should avoid that particular item.
I mean, Oreos, Twix, spicy Doritos, Buddy's Pizza, Jet's Pizza, Pizza Populous, chicken wings, ribs.
No, but at a certain time, at a certain place.
Just to name a few, just a few off the top.
But I would say purple Doritos, right? Because
purple Doritos.
You eat chips. You eat chips, right? You went to the store today. You got some protein chips.
I got some protein chips.
I think they taste dreadful.
It tastes okay. It's all discipline and being locked in.
It tastes okay, but that purple bag of Doritos
that works for me.
You're gonna have a real problem. So you avoid. You can get 5. The serving size is 5.
The Entenmann's chocolate cake.
Listen.
The Entenmann's chocolate cake.
This is a fitness podcast. But
that's the best. That's the best.
Do not eat the chocolate.
If you eat that, it's tough. It's tough to find out. It's the most inexpensive chocolate cake, but I'm putting that Entenmann's chocolate cake up there on the list. Shout out to Entenmann's if you out there listening.
That cake. Anyway, we can't have it, right? Because I can say, oh yeah, I'm gonna get a small piece. I'm not. We will literally fight over it.
I will have that this year. I will have that this year because it's all balanced and moderation too.
Special occasion. So anyway, know your triggers. Maybe even if you don't have like a food journal or anything, just know what they are. Right? Like the last time I tried to do this, it didn't work out. Another trigger for me is at a restaurant, I can order a salad all day. Bring me the dessert menu.
That's true. I want to explore with the actual menu. Dessert is a maybe.
No, the dessert is an. I will eat half my food to eat the dessert, and so for me, even if I'm like splurging or having a cheat meal, I prefer not to order the dessert because I'm trying to break that habit. of having to have dessert after I have a meal. So figure out what works for you. We kind of like went on.
No, it's all good, but it's real. This is a part of the journey.
It's a journey, for
and
sure.
it's all balance. I would say like in this 30 pounds, I'm not starving myself in any way. And we eat chocolate
until 12 o'clock.
We eat chocolate. I'm not starving. I'm not starving because it's discipline. We eat chocolate. We eat chocolate just about every single day. But
ice cream.
When it's all said and done, it's about those things. Be it discipline. Educate yourself as far as like how you need to go about it and do things in moderation. Because there's going to be a moment like that cake. I'm getting that cake this year, and I'm going to look up and have that cake. I'm going to enjoy that cake.
No.
Those triggers. We're going to have those triggers. We're going to explore those triggers.
You get it for your birthday.
But it's really committing to what you want to accomplish, and just know you could do it. Do the tough thing. For me, hey, if it's getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, because I don't want to go after work, I want to go home and I want to enjoy my dinner, enjoy family and all that good stuff. But do what works for you, and you will definitely see the results. So this is just a check-in. We'll check in in maybe another 1, 2, 3 months. Okay. Let them know how we're going. But again, like Keisha mentioned, if you don't hear us talking about it, we are somewhere eating cake. Eating cake somewhere. But at the same time, we're going to stay locked in. So again, whatever those fitness goals are, those health goals are, we want you to go in and do what you got to do to accomplish it. Drop in the comments too. Let us know what it is that you're working on. Let us know how it's going. Let us know what you do. Like, do you work out? What's your workout strategy? What do you use to track your food, monitor your food? What do you do to stay balanced, to make sure you're maybe not having some of those purple Doritos? But what's that thing? How do you stay balanced though? But either or, please share, like, subscribe, share with your friends, family, personal, professional network. This is
Keisha Woods.
I'm Mike Woods, and we're the Woods Collab.